I wanted to offer my thoughts about the Reyes Cup. Now, in making this video, I'm not bashing anybody, and I'm not bashing Matchroom, just offering a few observations. The first thing is that last year with Reyes Cup, Team Europe got obliterated by Team Asia. And so, in trying to make it more interesting, they moved it to the Team Rest of the World, which I think is really cheesy. But anyway, they felt like if they could bring in Federer and Shane, then it would make it more of an even match. Well, they didn't get Shane. And I think more of the solution is to even out the playing field was to be able to get Filler to show up, which, again, Filler didn't show up. Now, I understand there's been some drama with the other sanctioning body in pool, but I'm not going to get into that. But bottom line is Filler didn't show up. So Team Rest of the World wasn't the best that it could be. Also be argued that Team Asia wasn't the best that it could be either. But another thought I want to offer is that Team Asia doesn't even have to be Team Asia. If they wanted to make this more level, make it Team Philippines versus the rest of the world, because I'm not sure the rest of the world versus the Philippines could win. That's how good the Philippines is. And if you go and you look at the top 100 for Fargo rate, it would bear that out. Now, Fargo rate brings me to my next question, and it's kind of like an American complaining about America type of thought. I think it's pretty obvious to everybody that America is not dominant in pool anymore. And even though something like the Reyes Cup and the Mosconi Cup isn't a true test of who the better players are, because it is indeed, just a race to 5, I still think where there's smoke, there's fire on this. And America struggles mightily to beat Europe now in Mosconi Cup. And I think America would get crushed mercilessly by any type of Team Asia or Team Philippines or Team anything. And I wanted to offer thoughts on why. Now, if you look at Fargo ratings, at the Fargo Top 100, they have Federer as being USA. I don't count that. I welcome him here. I'm not saying he's not just as much of an American as anybody else. Jesus Asensio is also listed as being an American. What I'm more talking about is how does America as a country produce talent? And if you look at people that were born here, correct me if I'm wrong, fact check me. I think of players over 800, we only have Shane and Sky, and that's it. We wouldn't be able to field a whole team of people over 800 who were born and developed here. And I think the number one, the bottom line here is the bottom line. I do not think that there is financial incentive enough for our younger, more talented prodigy type players to continue developing in pool and taking pool on as a career. Give you some examples, like Landon Shuffett. He was great. He beat Earl in a match at the Southern Classic, which was about 14 years ago. Landon Shuffett is nowhere to be found. Austin Murphy, great player, nowhere to be found. Michael DeSato, you probably never heard that name, nowhere to be found. So of the younger players of today that I can think of, and please includes, and this is the main reason why I'm making this video, is where is America going from here? Are players that I can think of like Gavin Matthew, like Laz Martinez, like Gabriel Martinez, are they going to continue with pool and be the Mosconi and rest of the world players of tomorrow for America? I don't know. I doubt it. I think it's a matter of money and a matter of support, like national support, because a lot of these other countries have the players get government support to be able to play, especially in Europe. And so I guess the big tangible suggestion that I can make is that I think the best hope for American pool at the highest level is for one or more like billionaire level fans of the game to step up and support players win or lose. So in other words, give them a living wage or like financial support where they don't have to work, where they can practice and live comfortably year round. And that's including having things like health insurance, having things like stable housing, where if they chose to have a girlfriend or a wife, they could do so and be able to provide for them. So they can live somewhat of a normal life. I think it would, the promise of a normal life would entice our younger players to stay with the game and make these international competitions more interesting. All right, this video's already gone too long. Just wanted to flesh out a few thoughts. Hope everybody's doing great. Peace.